my god. Hi, Miss the human being. Okay, I'm so sorry if I missed that, but welcome. Excited to have you here. Good evening and welcome. Hey, husband, welcome. Okay, yeah, just wanted to pin the comment and the topic so that everybody can see that. Hi, good evening. Hi, good evening. How are you doing? Hey, everyone. So we're just waiting for more people to join us. Feel like this is really that girl Mo. How are you? Good evening. Welcome and thank you for joining. Great to have you here. Okay, so at least you've responded hi, so that means that you can hear me, because my next question would have been, please let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear what I'm saying. So hi. Good evening. Welcome. I'm excited that you all are here. This is our second show in 2023. Last one was last month, and it was really good. I know that for those in Nigeria, you've been seeing the election reports come out slowly and steadily. It is well. Can I hear you say it is well? It is well. Oh my days. It doesn't really matter what goes on. All I can say is it is well. Because it just has to be well. I mean, it just really has to be well. And we just trust God over Nigeria. How are you guys? How's your day been? How was church? How was service? Has everything been going? Trust you're good. Welcome to another amazing episode of Fed Talks. And today we'll be discussing dating, courtship, and marriage. Welcome, Oyekomi Esther. Great to have you here. And our guests are here. Welcome to the Stalwart lovers. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here and honoring the invitation. I'm excited. Hi, Jaya Empire. Good to have you here. So welcome, everyone. Welcome again. I've just been taking a bit of time to say hey and hi to everyone as you guys join. So we'll just take the opening prayer and then I'll read the profile of my guests, and then we're just going to jump right into the discussion. So Heavenly Father, we just want to say thank you for tonight's Ife Talks show. Thank you for how far you've helped us. Thank you for today. Thank you for all that you're going to do. Thank you because you're going to speak to us, you're going to speak through our guests to us. Thank you because great things are going to happen. There will be healing, there will be miracles, there will be accurate words that will be shared that will encourage hearts, transform hearts in the name of Jesus. Thank you for everyone that will be joining or has been joined. Thank you because everyone will be blessed in the name of Jesus. Thank you for answered prayers, Lord. We open up this meeting in the name of the Father, Son, of the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. Hi Gafa, welcome. Hey Mayo, it's good to have you here. So while I wait for the Stalwart lovers to send me their invite, I will just quickly read their profile. So the Stalwart lovers are a Christian couple based in Canada. Their ministry is focused on teaching and inspiring sweet, loving, and godly relationships. Trust me, I concur to that one. They are both certified counselors on a mission to teach and counsel youths with the hope that many will come to know that true love exists, is designed by God, and is possible. True love exists and is designed by God, and it is possible. Through their social media and other speaking engagements, they reach out to thousands of young people, encouraging them to choose right and experience true love the way God designed. Their YouTube channel has had over 7 million views with over 100,000 subscribers, and has been a blessing to several lives, and I'm one of the subscribers. That's even how I knew them. I didn't even know, honestly, I didn't even know that they were on IG. They had an IG page. I've been following them on YouTube. So when I had the leading to invite them, I was like, how am I going to reach out to them? I only know them on YouTube. And that morning, like 6 a.m., I was just going, and then I just checked and I saw Are you kidding me? Like, for real? Yeah. So that's how it happened, and I'm excited that we have them here today, and they're going to be gisting us about dating, courtship, marriage. Their marriage, their journey, their relationship is so beautiful, and we all will be blessed by what they'll be sharing with us today. I am okay, great.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning.
Yeah,
Afternoon.
3 p.m.
It's 3 p.m.
What
here.
time is it?
Yeah, good
Okay, so good
afternoon.
afternoon. Welcome. I'm we are super great. Okay. We're super excited to have you. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation. Honestly, like I was saying before I added you both, that I mean, I was just driving and I was praying to God that, God, please, who am I going to invite for to start my year? And you know, God gave me two specific names. That was Pastor Gideon and you guys. And in my head, I'm like, how am I going to reach people that do stuff on YouTube? And I just checked on Instagram and I realized that, are you for real? Something is happening on Instagram and I've been only on YouTube. Are you serious? And then I sent a DM and you people just said yes, just like that. Like the fact that you just accepted, you don't know me, you don't know if you just said, I am so honored, I'm so excited, and I'm so grateful. So thank you so much, Gabe. I mean, your yes is a huge encouragement to me, and I'm sure the very many people that try to reach out to you and you know just want to hear both of you speak. So thank you, and God bless you. So, welcome to the Stalwart Lovers. I'm excited. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to everyone who's just joining. Welcome to another amazing episode of Effect Talks. And today we have the Stalwart Lovers joining us. We're discussing dating, courtship, and marriage. And if you have been following them like I have, you know the gile of their story and their journey. And I will not say everything. I'm just going to allow them to talk a bit about how everything started, because that's always a good place to start from, because we always like to hear the gist. How did it happen? How did the connection? How did them start to graduate to deep questions? But let's start from the basics, right?
Yeah.
So welcome again. So my first question will be that, how did you meet? Where did you meet? How did you know that this he's the one or she's the one? Because and even as you're answering those questions, because you know a lot of people always ask that, what's your conviction? How did you know? Someone will just say, oh, I felt peace. And I'm going to say, well, it's just, I mean, he fits, it ticks the box. You know, there are just a lot of very funny answers, right? But there's some people who really know and are genuinely sure. And I've listened to your story, and I know that there's a story behind the story. So welcome again. So let's start. I mean, how did you both meet? How did everything happen, start, and what was that conviction? So,
first and foremost, thank you for having us on your platform. We're honored to be here. Can you hear me clearly, though? Awesome.
Loud and clear.
Okay. How did we meet? We met in the university, and the first time we set eyes on each other, she was in the class that I was lecturing. But I was not a lecturer, but I was lecturing them. I was standing in for one of my lecturers.
Yeah.
But fast forward, one thing led to the other, and we got each other's contact several months later, and we started talking. But when we met, it was the first time we saw each other was in that lecture hall, and I feel like there was some sort of.
I mean, there was a little bit of, you look like someone I know.
Who is this person?
You know.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say it was love at first sight.
Yeah.
I would say it was attraction.
Or just
at first sight. Like, I just liked her kind of person. You know, wasn't love in any way. But over time, as we started talking, you know, it was impressed in my heart that, yes, I think I have found the one. You know, I always say this jokingly that my liver, my kidney, my heart, my blood, my bone can testify that this Arabian, this lady is a part of us. We are one, you know. But that wasn't enough for me, because I strongly believe, and we teach this whenever we have the opportunity to, that beyond how you feel like you know this person ticks all the boxes, because guess what? there are many people that will tick all the boxes. That's just the truth. Especially if the boxes you have are not, they're nothing too deep.
Yeah.
So okay, what happens when you find 5 people that tick all the boxes? How do you know who exactly is God's choice for you?
Yeah.
The best answer is to know by asking the Lord. So, I believe that I'm talking to believers. This is a believers gathering. So, it is utmostly important. As much as it is important to like the person and have some sort of attraction and all that and make the decision by yourself, it is also very important that you are led by the Lord in your relationship decision.
Yes, and I feel like you should also give God the chance to tell you. So how we kind of did it was we kind of had a long friendship period, right? So we gave whatever feelings, we gave whatever anything that was brooding and anything that was everything that was going on. We just kept it at a friendship level.
Yeah.
We had a long friendship period. We were just friends. We were just getting to know, and we kind of gave ourselves time to really solidify our convictions before we went all in. And when we went all in, we really did go all in.
We really did go all in. Yeah. That's the short version of how we met. Yes.
That's good. But I want to say what you said, ma'am, because the friendship journey, because what usually happens is you see someone, you like the person, and then if you're not careful, it begins to that long journey of friendship. In our minds, we are being friends, but it's like you're dating, but it's an unannounced dating. It's an unannounced relationship, but we are friends. I'm still praying about it, but you're legit you're talking every time, you're checking in, you're communicating the way lovers do. So how were you able to because I think it's a challenge that a lot of people face, and trust me, I've been there. That's happened to me before, where you're deceiving yourself that someone is your friend. At last, you're talking every morning and night, good night, everything you're doing. So how do you manage that being friends and really being friends, and the emotions and the time that you need to check stuff and all that? How do you do that? Or how do you do that?
I feel like, to be honest, we started by defining the relationship. So we defined it like you're my elder brother, you're like a mentor, I learned things from you. It wasn't even necessarily like a mentor at the time. It was more like an elder brother.
Yeah.
It was more like I would call him elder brother in Yoruba, I'll call him Ebon, that kind of thing, And I made it that way so that we are clear on what we are doing. Like, we're friends, we talk, we vibe, you advise me, I give you, things like that. So that was how we kind of, although obviously some feelings and some things would grow, but we kept our heads sane. Like, we made it a point of duty to not move by impulses, right? So we made sure that we're trying to keep our heads as straight as we possibly could, and just define the relationship, kept it simple.
Yes. Also, yeah. So just wanted to add to that being disciplined to not jump the gun.
Yeah.
Even if all you are feeling right now is just to reply that message with love you.
Yeah.
Don't lead them the on. Discipline to just not do that, because if the Lord has not spoken, you probably would never ask them out. Then leading them on makes the friendship relationship complicated.
Yeah.
So the discipline to hold back those text messages,
hold back the I love yous,
hold back the very, very long talk in the night, hold back all the walking and holding hands, acting as if you are dating. The discipline to hold it all back is what it takes.
Awesome. Somebody said, I'm not sure, but I have feelings for you. But I think I like the zoning thing, because I think it really helps. Yeah, the people say don't brother zone me, don't sister zone me. But if you really need to be sure and you really need, clarity and all that stuff, it's better to brother zone people. Because when I keep telling you, you're my brother, you're a brother to me, it will be helping my mind know that
the
brother,
brother,
right? And then when it's time we advance the next level. Amazing. So how long did you record for
so we courted, right? So we had like a friendship period of like 8 months. So when we were just friends, from when we were like total strangers to when we were just friends. Then we courted for almost 4 years. So it was more like,
let's just say like 3 years and
11 months.
No.
We got married in June now. Okay, well, we got married
technically we got married in December.
In the court wedding.
Court wedding. Well, if you want to count when we got married and started living together, then we courted for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Amazing. There's one question I want to ask, but don't let me ask this. Let me just wait. So, but let me ask this one first. Yes. So, and the reason why I asked for how long we courted was because some people always say, "Oh, it's not good to court for a long time. It's not good to stay if you already know that this person you want to spend the rest of your life with. It's just better to get married to them to avoid sexual temptation and all those stuff." I mean, I understand that line of thought because obviously, if you like someone, there's a lot of sexual binge and all that stuff. So, how did you handle the temptation? Yes, for overcome. How did you overcome sexual temptation?
Okay, so when it comes to like sexual temptation or like long courtship, I would advise if you're ready and you really don't have what is holding you back, go for it. For us, we had a long courtship, not really because we wanted to. Left to us, we would probably have gotten married 2 years in, but I was still in school. There's just some things I needed to get. I had to do my NYC. I was young. Those things were the kind of things that kind of kept us from getting married. But we knew that we wanted to get married, and we knew we were meant for each other. So, and the aspect of sexual temptation, to be honest, this thing, I feel like when we say these things, it's just cliche, but it's really very important and it is very vital. You need to set boundaries, and it's not just set boundaries, just regular boundaries. You need to set them from your mind.
Yeah.
Like there are some things that should be cancelled. Like it's not possible. Like it's not even possible, right? You don't allow some things in your mind, think, and then hoping that you will not eventually play them out in reality. You would have cancelled those things from your mind. You will have blocked them off. We are not kissing. We are not hugging for long. We are not going to be in odd places together. We are going to make sure even if we are alone together in a room, we both have to be aware of how our feelings. And if one person starts to feel a certain type of way, the other person gives them space.
Yes.
And just being vocal and being open about, okay, this is how I feel right now. I need to leave. Don't just be masking it and be saying, I got this, I got this. Until you don't handle it. Until you don't get it anymore.
You don't got nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Amazing. Because I know that, because this is always a major challenge, right, for a lot of people, the ability to have that discipline. Like you have it in your head. You both have agreed. And a lot of people hear stories that, something happened to something, but before that something happened, something must have also happened that led to the something that happened. So I think that's really important, and that's really true. Discipline. It's not easy, but the Lord will keep helping. It's not easy. Right. And I like the part that you said, openness, vulnerability. And I think that some people why would someone be shy to let their partner know that they are feeling some type of way? Like, like you said, masking it, because I don't know, maybe you can help to answer that too, because I think that's another issue. You're not able to express that this is happening. You're now forming hard guy, hard girl. But why do you think, or maybe from a masculine perspective, but I think it's we women that used to form a lot, because men are very, very expressive, but we women will be forming, nothing's really going on. Or maybe it can be the other way, but why do you think that people are unable to express their desires when they are in a courtship?
Okay, I feel like number one, they are not being sincere with themselves, because you have to be sincere with yourself. Number two, maybe they've not grown that discipline or boundary in their minds. For example, if they really want it, they know somewhere that the pastor have said it is wrong. Fornication is a sin, but
But it's not
but it is not a grounded rule of your personal life, no personal conviction. So the person is struggling with, I want it, I don't even mind it, but somewhere I remember my pastor saying this is wrong. I think I've even read it in the Bible before, but it's not personal, it's not strong. So they can keep quiet about that. And most times what plays out is that they actually fall into that sin because their guards are not strong enough. But for a Christian who, has that as a personal conviction, most times they will be able to talk about it because, I believe it's wrong and I'm feeling a type of way. I think we need to go. And those who don't do that, they underestimate the power of their flesh.
Yeah.
They are not discerning enough. They are not sincere with themselves. Yeah. And you need to grow and build sincerity with your partner. You should be able to tell your partner that the way I'm looking at you, you look like I should just grab you.
So you already know.
And I think it's not safe for us to
be together
right now. Like, let's just call it a day and leave this place.
Yeah.
And that is a decision only someone that has decided that I want to honor God with my body can make.
Yes, and there's also something I just want to add to that. There's a place of you even, and that's why the place of choosing, the place of choosing comes. You have to pick someone that really does believe what you believe, that really does want to go to the same place that you are going to. It's so important because if that person is on the same page with you, it's easier to be more open and say, "Oh, this is how I." For some people, when you tell them this is how I feel, they're even already about to just pounce on you because they feel like you're
take advantage of you.
But when that person hears and they're like, "Oh, okay, you're feeling this way," then they also adjust and they understand.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I think it takes the both of them.
Right. Yes. And I think that some people feel like if they say it, because it's like, how can you, I see now, how can you ever say this kind of thing? How can you think this? And all that. So I think that's also a challenge. So somebody sent a question and I'm just going to paraphrase it. So she's a virgin, right? And then she's a little over 30 and she's trusting God for marital settlement. So she asked that that she doesn't want to marry a virgin. That because she feels that the person will not have the experience enough, so that she wants an experienced person. Now, so do you think that, again, I can understand where this question is coming from, but I'm excited that I have you both here to answer that question based on your own personal experience, right? And I'm sure that she's thinking that, maybe someone will be doing maturing things and she wants an expert that we just, but what do you have to say about this idea of not wanting a virgin partner? Is it an okay thought? So how do you balance?
So you're a virgin, but you don't want a virgin. Like, I can't relate. Okay, so the thing is, I feel like people just overrate this sex thing, right? It's overrated. So the thing is, it's a beautiful experience. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's mind-blowing. But let me tell you the truth. Sex is not something that you need, and it's even amazing that you're a virgin, right? When you are with another virgin, both of you will learn on the job. That is the truth. You will both learn on the job. That shouldn't not mean that you should wish that your partner has sinned in their past life.
Because sex before marriage is a sin.
Sex before marriage is still a sin, right? So, and it's our desire that everyone marries as virgins. That's the end goal. That everyone is a Christian. That's God's plan. That's the end goal, that everybody is even able to achieve that. Not because there's anything special about it, but because it shows your consecration. It shows that you have been giving yourself to God all through your life up until the marriage moment, right? So it's something that you are going to learn. It's instinctive. It's something that flows. You learn it, and you learn by communicating with each other. It might not be smooth in the end. In fact, it's definitely at the beginning. Sorry, it's definitely not even going to be smooth in the beginning. If you don't have any experience, but you start to learn, you understand that, okay, if I do this more, it gives more this result. If I do this less, it gives this result. Over time, people would learn. There are sex therapists, there are sexologists, there are people that are educated in sex that would, be able to educate you in a clear and clean manner. you know. So those are the things to do, not try to.
Let me just say that no matter the experience you think whoever you want to marry has, they were virgin once.
Yep.
Where did they learn from?
Yep.
Yes.
And and they can't tell you that all the experiences they had were terrible. All right. So sex is instinctive. Nobody teaches animals how to have sex. God has put the rules in our body. Adam did not need. He did not need Adam to have had sex before. They just knew what to do. So there is a path to understanding, just knowing what to do, at least at the barest minimum. So it's not as if you marry someone that doesn't even understand what a woman's private part is, or, oh, where do we put it? I hear stories of people calling pastor, we don't know where to put it. Are you really serious? Are you sure you should have gotten married? You know, but the experience itself is not important if you want to have a great sex life. I mean, we got married as virgins, right? And TMI, but we have an amazing sex life.
Yeah.
Was it this way when we started? No. But even when we started, it was, if you ask us, it was great. And that's the thing.
According to us, yeah.
That's the thing. So you keep
but
realizing.
It keeps getting better. You're like, okay, so there's more.
Oh, so we can do this. Oh, we can do this. So you grow together at the same pace. Let me just shock you. The person you want to marry that is experienced, and you are not ready for certain things. By the time the person wants you to do certain things because it could be of his own wild fantasies, you start feeling like, oh, you are comparing me to people you've had sex with before. But now you won't marry a person we don't do before now. So by the time he tells you that I want you to hang on the fan and turn like this and tie belt on your neck, you'll be like, oh, is this the experience that you are bringing to me? So I'm not saying a virgin is better than a non-virgin, but a non-virgin is not something you are out there looking for. Even as a virgin, you should be looking for a child of God, whether they are virgin or not. Even if they've had experiences in the past, is their minds renewed? Have they healed from past trauma? Because some people can bring baggage from their previous experiences into your marriage and compare you to people they've had sex with before. And if you don't measure up, then dissatisfaction starts. I feel like it's wrong. It's a thought from the pit of hell. It is also a thought gendered by lust. Because something tells you if you marry a virgin, you will not enjoy sex. And then
that's not true.
You want sex that's
you want to
is wild or whatever. Like, that's just the truth.
That's a very valid point. Thank you for that. And I'm going to ask one more question, because she said that, and I know a lot of women, right? Because when we say like, this sex thing is overrated, but men don't ever think sex is overrated. Like, at least some of the men I speak to, sex is like, no, you can't. Because in my head, I'm like, when a woman is tired, and this one is from experience, like, real life, when a woman is tired, she wants to sleep. Like, just let me rest. This is not fun. Even when a man is tired, you can also say that the woman is tired, but I don't understand the programming and wiring of men and this sex thing, right? So I just want to get a balance as a man. What is this sex thing? Like, I know that sex is important. God created sex for marriage, and I understand that men have high sexual energies. Women are more. I mean, if you don't have sex in 1, 2 days, 3 years, you are very alright. You move on with life, but it becomes a problem in your marriage. Hello, man. In 2 days, what's going on? Why are we? And the men are like, So we keep saying sex is not food, but men act the very opposite of what we are saying is food. We say sex is not overrated, but men act like sex is. So please, can we just put a balance to it? What do you think this from a man, a husband perspective?
All right, I will shock you by saying I agree with my wife. Sex is overrated. Wow. Yes.
Wow, so, amazing.
Yes, wow, I'm not the regular kind of man, maybe. So, especially for the singles and how they carry sex on their head, is overrated. And maybe sex is like food to every other man in the world, but that's not how it is for me. You understand? So, if I'm tired, I want to sleep. It's not a problem. Even
it's not a by force.
Except it's been a few days, and maybe I have been thinking that we would have sex. And then you are now going to bed. I'm like, I thought we were going to have sex. oh, that one, I want to have sex because I've been thinking about it. And my wife, she just complies. But, oh, we both came in tired from a journey, it's late, and I'm still saying, oh, lie down like this. I beg, let's go and sleep. We will have this thing tomorrow.
I feel like the truth is that sex, so let me balance this point, right? So sex, us saying sex is overrated does not necessarily mean that sex is not as great as it is.
Yes, for the singles, more important.
But for the singles, there's a way they carry it as if,
oh,
do you understand what I'm saying? There's a way they carry it like, oh my God, like it's so, it's so amazing, it's so this and that. It's amazing, yes it is, but it's not what you not waiting for it.
Yes, it's not what you're sinning for.
It's not what
sex
you're
is beautiful, sex is great, but it's not what you're sinning for, right? And then when you get married, enjoy it in the blessedness of it.
Yeah.
And then for those that I feel like a lot of men, it's the engineering, just like you're saying now. A man is in the comment section and listening and thinking, oh yes, sex is like food to men, and then he will test himself, sex is like food to me. So it goes into marriage expecting sex every other day. Everything is engineering. I'm different, I thought that, when I got married, I was going to have sex with my wife 3 times a day sometimes, I think that happened only once, just very close to when we got married. I just feel like it's extra work. There's so many other things I want to do in my day, and I feel like we're having a great time. We need to put balance into it, I was telling a single lady that married people don't have sex as often as you singles think we do. We have life.
We have things to do.
Yes, this thing that all of you want to be doing. That's why when you see singles who go into fornication, they overdo it.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it again tomorrow. I'm married to this woman for the rest of my life. If she's tired today, she can't be tired tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I feel like a balanced perspective to sex is important. Notwithstanding, men are stronger in terms of physical strength, and they might just be able to, also because it takes a shorter time to arouse a man.
Yeah.
It makes sense that if given the same factor for the man and the woman, they are tired equally, the man might still be able to easily desire sex than the woman. But me, I have proven that no matter how tired my wife is, if I want her to have sex with me, I know what to do. Yeah. What I have to do is get her into the mood.
Wow. Yes, that's a very valid point. Very valid point. So the problem is, you see that, okay, men are like, oh, it's like food. I want it, but what are you doing to even encourage us to want it too?
Yes.
What are
she
you
can
doing?
want it. In fact,
she can go from not wanting it to wanting it by just what you're doing.
Arguably, I feel like my wife even overtook me on this libido thing, right? To be honest, right? Initially, I'm always the one saying, Afana. She's like, oh, you wanted sex? I'm like, yes, now. But it's the point where it's like, babe, we're going to do it tonight. I'm like, okay, fine. You want it, then I want it too. But you get this balance. If you are able to do it the right way, be patient. Men are not patient. They just want to get in there, get out. But
why would she be tired? Why would she say I don't want it? Because they're not making the experience.
Yes, and if you know that true and great sex, and maybe we are dwelling on this sex topic too much, but if you know that true and great sex is effort. When I say effort, it means that as a man, you take your time to get your wife ready. If you think about the time it will take you, you will not be wanting sex like food again.
Yes.
Because it becomes work.
It becomes work. Yeah.
Amazing. I think that's a shalom line. Like,
yeah.
Because honestly, if you put work to it, you realize that it's not something I'm doing 20 times. I get you. All right. So let me ask this very interesting one, right? Because obviously, if you're in a proper godly relationship, there's nothing like sleeping in your spouse's house. We stay together for 1 month, 2 months before you get married. So, what are some of the shocks that you had? Because I know someone was asking that sleepovers. I don't want to dwell on sleepovers because we're not sleeping over. So I'm not trying to confuse things. We're not just, don't let them, because back to sexual temptations, one of the ways to avoid it is you sleep over at someone's house for 1 month, for 1 day, 2 days. Please, what's really going to happen? It's just going to happen. So, what are some of the things that shocked you? Like, for example, maybe you didn't know your wife or your husband had these habits, right? And then you might have like, what? Really? You do this? Are you serious? You know, because when we're dating, there's a lot of euphoria, excitement. You just think that when you get into the marriage, it's all lovely. But you enter, you're like,
no, sure, like, go.
Ow. So what are some of the things that shocked you when you got married to your husband and
okay, so I mean, we have like a whole video, I think, on things that like made us surprised, like, oh my god, I can't even remember the title anymore, but we have a video. One of the earliest
things we discovered after getting married
or something like that, yeah. I mean, there are so many shockers. I feel like one of the most basic ones is life is just, this is just life, right? Like, it's not a vacation, it's not a holiday, like, you're now starting to live out life together. Everything is, you know, great, going great and everything like that. So, you know, it's not, how do I put it now? The way we just feel, like, like for me now, there used to be some fears, you know, that I'll have, you know, I'm like, oh, will he like my body? Will he like the way I am? You know, will I be able to cook well? You know, just so many things, like,
you just realized little,
yeah, just getting you're like, okay, you're just winging it, you're just happy, you're able to like pull through and everything like that. So I mean, I'll just say that those are like some of the few things that I would say. For me, it wasn't too different from our regular life. For our courtship, you know, through our courtship, we did our courtship like we were married. The only difference was no physical touch and everything, but we did it like we're married. We're making decisions together. We're aligning our ideologies. We're aligning our lives. So those things were different. Although there are now some funny ones, like this man, the way he used to fart was a big problem. But
there's nobody that does not fart. Even you used to fart.
I do with discretion.
That's your own insecurity. Fart. You will ask me, babe, I want to fart. I say, farty. Because I will not ask you before I fart my own. You know. For me, I discovered that I was a little bit shocked that she liked to sleep too much. You know, for me, I was in Lagos, working in Lagos. You wake up very early, you go out, you come in, and sleep is for the weak. That's my ideology. Like, you're just sleeping away your destiny. Like, people that are great men, they don't sleep this much. You know. So it was a little like,
I like my bit.
You too, they sleep. You can sleep on water. You know. That was one shocking thing. Then I also realized that she likes hot water. And me, I was trained with cold water. You know, in Hamatan, then my mom would ask us to go and bathe outside. Pour the water and then run inside, you know. You can relate. So our skin is tough. So when we are bathing together, because we bathe together every time, even till now. And we have to now be controlling, oh, I want to boil water. It's too hot. Oh, this water is too cold. I must boil water. In Canada now, where you can just switch hot or cold, it's always, hey, it's burning me. Oh, okay, let's manage. Oh, you know. So now I'm also adjusting to just want some hot level of water. Now, number one, to accommodate for her, but also because, I mean, I can't burn myself. Some water is like, you are burning me. Do you want to be smelling barbecue? You know, so just little things. There were never any major.
Yeah, they were not like things that you say, oh, it was a shocker. I didn't know.
Yeah,
there was nothing I really didn't know. Like the fundamental
interesting
things.
Discoveries, I'll put it.
Yeah.
Interesting discoveries that we'll talk about, laugh about, and you know, basically.
I'm going to talk on that farting one, right? Because when I was man, he never farted once. Like throughout our relationship, there was no mistaking fart. Like, nothing. Like, so married. There's no separate. When you wake up in fart, you sleeping. I'm like, you're just scamming me.
What I ordered was what I got.
farted.
Why
I
is that
farted because
possible?
you have to
And
get.
then
You have to
not
know.
and you're just farting left, right, center. You sleep, you don't wake up. What is that? I like us. A lot of things. I mean, and another one was cooking for me. I know when you're seeing our parents cook, you don't really understand what's going on. Morning has not even finished. You're already thinking, enter kitchen lunch, kitchen lunch. I'm like, I didn't know it's going to be like this. I can't be cooking every second.
Like for me too, I realized that women don't particularly, not all women actually like enjoy cooking. Some people really, really love it. They can sit down in the kitchen all day. That's a gift.
Yeah.
But a natural woman also feels like it's some extra work. So when I realized that, it made me appreciate my wife even more because I don't even know how to cook. I'm trying. I can boil fish, I can boil yam, but it helps me appreciate my wife because I don't know if you saw the video where I tried to cook. I cooked beef. She thought it was great, and then the next day she started adding garnishing. I was so annoyed. Like I tried now, So I know that yes, it takes a lot to make amazing meals. So because I realized that it's not as if she absolutely loves cooking, so I intentionally like appreciate the effort, like thank you for taking care of me, blah blah blah. Understanding your spouse just helps how you approach that.
Right. People are talking about this farting thing online. They say they not farting. Sorry, that's why I should not baptize the whole environment. Please, though. I want to go to something very important, and that's conflict management, right? There's no relationship without, because I hear some people that are married, they say, me and my husband, we don't fight. I don't understand what it means because I don't know, maybe it's the definition of fight, maybe it's boxing, because obviously that's not what I'm talking about. Now I'm not talking about domestic violence. I'm talking about arguments, disagreements, because how will we not disagree? But how do you handle, how do you handle conflict in your marriage? How do you ensure that there is no, all those malice, all those things that used to happen and all that stuff? How do you handle conflict?
I'm talking for a while.
Okay.
But first and foremost,
Okay.
we don't fight. So but definition of fight is important. And not just in boxing and anything like that. Even fight of you say two friends are fighting, they are not talking to each other. So we don't fight.
Yeah.
So even if we bring it down to that level, we don't fight, we don't keep malice. There's never any time that we are not talking.
There's never any time we will use any hurtful words against
We don't use hurtful words, we don't raise our voice or say, oh, you too, why not? Never.
Please, hold on. Let's start afresh. Because we're going to 101. This is year one now. Can you now tell us how is this possible? Because thank you for even clarifying this fight definition. Because when I just always assume it's just boxing. But now you're saying you don't shout at each other. You don't. There's never a time you're not talking, because I don't know how I'm upset. Please just
I'll let my wife do that.
Okay. So I feel like from the very beginning, from the get-go, in fact, I was the one that used to feel like, we'll fight now. It's normal. But my husband, surprisingly, had that ideology that I'm not going to fight with my wife. We're not going to fight. From the beginning of courtship, right? And I just felt like, is this still even possible? I just kept going down. Okay, let's see. Right? So, all the alignments in courtship, we would have hard conversations. We'll have an issue, a conflict, a small disagreement. We'll have to sit on it and trash it out and everything like that. That just kind of helped us to now understand how to break down our conflict and everything. And that mindset of we are not going to be fighting, it really helped us, because that helped us to put in the amount of work that it took for us to now get to the point where we are. It was never really as simple as that, especially in the courtship days.
Courtship, yes.
In the courtship days, we could have some issues. I might not know exactly how to tell him sorry or exactly how to approach the issue. It might not know exactly what I want to hear in terms of apology. So there might be some drag, in terms of conflict and stuff like that. But now it's more like, okay, you just said something that puts me off. And immediately I'm like, okay, I don't like what you said. and then the person tries to explain what he said. I said, but this is still how it made me feel. Okay, I'm sorry about how it made you feel, but this is really what I wanted to do. I really was not trying to make you bad or make you feel angry. And funny enough, most of the time there's usually an explanation for these things, because your partner is not an evil winch
looking for how to
pull you down and how to be wicked to you. And that is one thing I usually work on couples when we counsel them. That's one thing we try to work on, that you have to see each other as a team. You have to see each other as a unit, that it is us against the world, right? So even if somebody offends you, you are not, your default mindset to offense is not, this person has come again, this person wants to hurt me, this person wants to pull me down and stuff like that. Your mindset is, okay, this person just did something, I have to put them at right. Even though you know that they probably did not, they didn't even mean it. They didn't mean that they don't love you, they didn't mean that they don't respect you, or you just want clarity because something hurt you. Do you understand? That's the mindset, and you're already forgiving them ahead. You just want to hear their explanation, and you want to hear them say sorry. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's a mindset you have to be. So it's like you are here, so this is where you want to be, right? If you are here and you're like, okay, this person hurts me, I must hear my explanation, I have to get you back. But you don't want to leave this point and get here where you see your partner as a team, where you see your partner as somebody that can never hurt you, right? So even when intentional, so even when they do something, you are not coming from that point of offense, but you are coming from that point of, I just want to understand what's going on in your head.
Yes, so let me just quickly add that. Okay.
I'm sorry, please wait. I want to rack my brain on how much she said, because this is very amazing to me, and I'm being very honest now. I'm not an interviewer now. I'm a human being now. Like this one is really amazing. The fact that you said that when there's an issue, we just talk and we don't move. Like, I mean, I don't even know how to keep malice, but if I'm upset, we talk about it, we have to trash it and move. But I get angry, like I get upset when, maybe someone like, so, and I like how you said this is not how it started, that in courtship, it was, please, I want to hear the migration, what happened in courtship and how you guys got to where you are. I want to hear that journey, please. Let's just reverse a little and then talk about that, because since it's not how you started, and I like that you said that. So let's start from that point in which a lot of people are in. So we now see how you migrated to.
Okay, so let me switch to counseling mode a little bit for the sake of those that are listening. So number one, it is very possible. What we are saying before God, and if anybody knows us, you know that we fear God more than man. We are not lying. It would be very, very stupid to stand there and want to fake to the world that we have a marriage that is not the reality in our life. So it means it is possible. And how did we do it? Every time we had a misunderstanding, it was a project to study. So whenever and back in a relationship, like Mariah said, I just believe that we will make it work. I don't want a marriage of fight. I don't want a marriage where we raise voices. I knew what I wanted from the get-go, and she didn't believe that it was possible. I said, just work with me. So it means that I had to be very patient. I've been annoyed many times. I've felt like shouting and vexing, but I already told myself I don't want that marriage. So I will calm down.
Me? What other choice do you have?
And she respects me too. I did not pick someone that is not respectful, because I too like respect. You can disrespect me to the point that I forget that I want a good marriage, and I will tell you that you don't talk to me that way. You don't, so you need to pick someone that can help you achieve the dream marriage you want. So singles, pick well. Now in our relationship, she would never really yell at me or talk anyhow to me. But sometimes she could not know how to express how she's feeling. And I wanted her to be able to see how she feels without being disrespectful still. So take time, several hours. Okay, I can sense that your mood has changed in this talk now, because we had long distance for the most part.
Yeah.
So even on the phone, I was sensitive to changes in her mood, and I'm like, okay, talk to me. What happened? Was it when I said this or when I said that? And I will now be helping her trace it, because I'm very good with memories and links. Then she will be like, okay, this is what happened. And I'll say, okay, I'm sorry. This was what I meant. And maybe my thinking is wrong. I will start working on that. But unfortunately, that was how I felt. And I spoke that way, and I'm sorry. Now, what you did, I did not like. When I now spoke that way, instead of you to calm down and see how you can respond to me, you are now reacting. You are now forming.
So we now address that again.
We now address our own. So it's more like study. It's literally like that. And it kept going like that. So over time, she began to understand when my husband feels like a misunderstanding, this is how I will talk that will make the matter finish quickly. Yes. This is what I will say that we will sit down for longer. Because even if I offend her, in her trying to tell me how I offended her, if she disrespects me or says anything she should not say well, when I'm done apologizing, I will break her own down for her. Yeah. She will learn.
All the matters must finish.
So she will learn that, okay, I will do this next time. Me too, I'm taking feedback. So, and recently, I was even very impressed. I think some weeks back, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a misunderstanding. And I really did not see anything I did wrong. I just did not see it. Like, are you kidding me? You are the one that should be saying sorry right now. But she felt that quite all right. She was largely at fault. And this was we were just talking. It was long. It was intense. We didn't like it. But we were talking. We did not keep malice. Do you get what I mean? Hard conversations will happen. But it's not a fight. It's not don't talk to me.
It's not like I just...
We can't even do don't talk to me. Even if she tries it. Let's say I do don't talk to me. Before I knew it, she's in the kitchen. She's like, babe, if you see this clinical... Oh, you know, I was not talking to him. We don't know how to do it. We have lived together for too much. So
yeah.
Then in that conversation, she told me that, babe, you have not apologized for what you did. And I was like, what did I do? Make me see it, because I was not seeing it, to be honest. And I did not apologize just because she wanted me to apologize. I told her, to be honest, I can just tell you sorry if that's what you want, but I don't see anything wrong until you make me see it. So she now had to explain. And that is the evolving I wanted to explain. Like, she now got to a point where she can clearly explain how she felt. When I saw it, that, it makes sense that you feel this way. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those kind of sorry, they used to land deep.
Because you really know what you're sorry for.
You know what you're sorry for.
Yeah, so I think I'll just want to summarize all this in just few points. So the first one is understand and study your conflicts.
Yes.
Number 2 is understand your apology languages.
Yes.
What would you say? How do your partner want to be apologized to? How do you want to receive apologies? Number 3 is you're prioritizing your joy and happiness.
Oh, absolutely.
When you prioritize your joy and happiness, you are not. You can't wait to get out of fights. You can't wait to get out of disagreement and be happy again. You're prioritizing your joy. I think that was the game changer for me. Even from Courtship days, the moment I started to prioritize joy, like I just want joy. Yeah. I just want to feel joy and peace. Even there are some things that were supposed to annoy me before, they will never annoy me again because my mind has shifted to that point of, okay, I just want joy. I want peace. I want happiness. I want progress. And
I knew when that changed too. I knew it.
But the fight reduced from 100 to 10.
Yes, like we had peace. Like even me, I was like,
Yeah, so mindset is just everything.
So you said that if you get upset, if your partner upsets you, instead of reacting, communicate, explain the issue. Because I think what normally happens first is we first react, you just lock up, you start to carry your face. The other person know that okay, problem is Shelley. Then you'll not asking, what's the issue? Nothing. What's the issue? They will not drag that one again. Then later, we will not explain. So they will now
enter. Because of that period,
you said some things you didn't mean.
Said what you normally not be overreacting over. Then you begin to
overreact on this.
Babe, you left your plate. Normally, you don't mind your husband left the plate. You just pick it and wow, you just take it to the kitchen like. You just know that this man never changed. Babe, we're doing better. That's all. But this time around, babe,
this is vexing you.
To what game?
You really don't. don't want that.
Ah, I feel like this conflict in marriage is like a course. we need to, because there's so many questions I want to ask us. You just literally shocked me, and I'm not even going to lie. Like what you just said now, I'm hearing it for the very first time. Like very first time. Because in my head, when I hear we don't fight, the only thing I get to my head is like, who is boxing before? Is that what we are saying? Is the fight? It's not normal fight. Then no normal fight in marriage. But I mean, this is brand new to me, and I have to go and drink water on it. I have to go and call my mother. Hello, sir. Wow. I just want to ask the next question because I wish I was a guest right now because I've blown my mind, and I feel like this is a healing process for me to, to just reflect and think on how we can manage, because in my mind, conflict is normal in marriage. Conflict is normal. You should, why would you fight? Why would you have issues? That's what I said. That no man, you fight now. The tongue and the mouth, they fight. You must fight. You bite yourself there. Everybody move. But this is so good, and I love that. Let me just quickly ask. So I know we talked a bit about intimacy, but I even heard something today that we assume intimacy to be sex, and sex is not intimacy, even though sex is a part of intimacy. So how do you build intimacy in your marriage? Because another thing I always hear is that people get bored in marriage. People say it's a normal thing. It's a normal thing for you to be bored. You'll be bored after a while, and then you get yourself back. But I mean, you shocked me in one thing, and I'm assuming that this answer might shock me. But honestly, that's another thing we have said, that it's a normal thing. People get bored in marriage, but I mean, you talk it over and then you move, everybody be all right. But should that be something that's accepted? How do you build intimacy? Because when you look at these marriages out there and see everything that's happening, let's just answer the question.
Okay, do you want to go ahead?
I don't know who has talked the most.
I don't even know. Okay, I could just start and then he would buttress, right? Okay. So, well, when it comes to intimacy in marriage, I mean, as you guessed it, as you guessed it, of course, I'm never going to tell you that there's going to be boredom and stuff. So let me even give you a little dynamic so that you will know that it's not because I'm just saying my own. It's something we have lived out, right? Mm-hmm. So we might be married for a very short time, right? Almost 3 years. Like let's just say 3 years.
3 years.
And we started our marriage on the basis of COVID-19 and everything. Since then we both worked from home. We are always in each other's noses. There's no child, so there's no distraction of I have to take care of the baby and stuff. So we are literally in each other's nostrils. Like every time, every moment, every second, every minute of the day, we are always together. But we are even closer. We are even more dependent on each other's presence than feeling like I just want my space. I just want to breathe. And I feel like because of the dynamics of learning and understanding conflict resolution and things like that, those are the things that now help, because we find ourselves experiencing joy and peace 96% of the time. So we are calm, we are at peace, we are in love with each other, we are enjoying ourselves. Why would I be bored with that, right?
Like, I'm my best friend. How would I be? So, let me just say this.
And it keeps getting better,
Mastering conflict resolution is the key to lasting intimacy.
And joy, yeah.
Because, think about it. Mastering conflict resolution is the key to that lasting intimacy. I agree that intimacy is not about sex. Many couples, they are even fighting and they will have sex. Never. It's not. Never.
Thank you. Hey. Thank you. People think I'm friends. I'm like, how can I be
never. Then you don't understand what sex is.
Yeah.
Because sex is a tool to even build your intimacy. In fact, if you are having, I don't want to talk about sex too much. This is not a sex topic. But if you are a couple, married couple, and you are having sex and you are distracted in your mind, you're thinking about someone else, or you're thinking about something else,
or you're thinking about a fight,
or you're thinking about a fight, you need to, if possible, stop. And if you can't stop, communicate with your spouse that I'm feeling distracted, and then maybe intentionally build presence, like talking to yourself, while you're having sex. Oh, I absolutely love what you're doing to me, blah, blah, blah. Intentional, because the intimacy in sex comes when you are both present in the moment.
Yeah.
All right, but let me go back to what I was talking about. When you master conflict resolution, because people find boredom because you are fighting, you want space.
You are fighting.
I absolutely don't want space from this woman. In fact, it's one of the videos we are filming today after this video, and then we're releasing it, I think, this week. We absolutely enjoy each other's company. In fact, when she's not around and goes to make her hair, I feel miserable. I feel like, what am I going to do with my life? Sometimes, if the house is very dirty and she goes, most times she will make the house dirty because I won't even feel like, oh, let me clean the house. I'm just playing game. Like, when are you coming back? It's just, and that's because we absolutely enjoy each other's presence. Imagine sometimes out of the norm, she'll just tell me, oh, babe, I just love doing life with you. Because you just look at your life and say, this is beautiful. This is my dream life. So there's no boredom in that. I mean, you're feeling like you need some excitement, build intentional things together. Like, we do everything together. So there's nothing to be bored of. We bathe together, we do ministry together. Oh, I'm counseling this person. Like, babe, come and see this matter. Or, what do you think? There's no boredom in that.
I mean, and when you have exercises and activities together, you are pursuing purpose together, you are, that kind of is a very big help for us, because we are just, there's a lot, there's so much out there for us to pursue together, right?
Yes. I feel like doing things together helped us. We are hardly bored. Like, even if you feel like, okay, I'm bored of this house, let's travel. That's it. It's
you
not,
can never be bored of each other.
So we can travel and experience the world. We'll go together. If you invite me for your program and you say that my wife should not come, most likely I will reject the invitation, because where will I now be? I will now go travel 3 days. My wife is out there. Sure, there's no space for extra one person.
So that's another shocking thing you're saying. Since I said I already knew that you would shock me answer, because in my head, and the head of a lot of people too, right? Like, there's just something like, I just need me time. Go. You're there for 2 days. Just go for the 2 days. Come back. It's not because you're not in love with your spouse, because obviously that's not a no. But in my head, please, in my head, I'm not the counselor. I'll just my fantasy in my head. You just feel like, let me just have one day. I'm not going to come waking up. I'm not cooking food for anybody. I'm not dirty. I don't focus on I just want to just chill. Nobody is saying as in. So if what you are saying now in my head, I'm like, but this thing is not supposed to be normal. You just want a little bit of 1-2 days alone to chill, and you just check it. Oh, babe, how are you? I just go, okay, I love you.
That's what to do to someone that stresses you. For example, a baby. You have a child.
Wow. It's okay. Don't she's my husband on this trip, please. Don't worry. Let me ask you my next question.
One statement. If you really feel like you want a day, that you don't have to cook and all those things, it's just, babe, please, this Monday, is it possible? I don't want to cook. I don't do anything. I'm like, awesome. Where is the mama? Can they come? Order food. Don't worry.
And life is easy.
But it doesn't mean that you're not in my space. We'll still do devotion together. We'll still pray together at night. We'll still gist. Who will you now gist with?
Who is not your best friend?
Who is not your best friend?
I'll just be looking.
Watch it. It's okay. That will not spoil it.
Not spoil anything.
You can still do that absolutely without having to travel.
Wow. I think that this session is for me. I'm not joking. And I know that a lot of people here that like me, they're not pretending, they're not talking. You will not talk like I'm exposing myself. I know that I have to go now. So I'll just ask one last question, because I know that you have to go. So let's just talk about God's intention for marriage, right? We've said, and I love everything we have said. I mean, I have 1,000,000,001 questions, but I'm excited that I think I asked you the right questions, that would have, and like I said, when I was praying, when I was saying healing, I didn't even know what healing meant, but trust me, healing has happened here. You might not even know because we've been smiling enough.
That your husband?
husband?
I'm seeing is coming.
Yeah,
Good to see you, sir.
So, you know, I think a lot of healing has happened here because we've laughed, we've played, but a lot of deep truth has come, the fact of conflict, and even this bit of go, let me just rest. But you can do all that, and your partner is still in your space. They are not stressing you. You can say, ah, God, I need to. So let's just ask one last question, right? God's design for marriage, God's definition of marriage. What do you think that God had in mind when he said we should be married? I mean, singles are here, married people are also here, so the question is for everybody. So when you talk about God's design for marriage, what does that mean?
I've been the one starting conversation. Yeah, you talk.
Okay, fine. So God instituted marriage, and He has the perfect design. And for us to understand His design, we have to study and understand who God is, His redemptive plan, and His salvific purpose of bringing Jesus even into the world to reunite us back unto Him. So God is a family man. He loves families, and that's why when Adam lost that fellowship, Adam and Eve, due to sin, God had to send His Son to bring us back. So and that
is a mirror of
yes, exactly. So
Christ and the church.
So God is using that to show us that marriage is a mirror. All right, marriage is supposed to mirror how Jesus is with the church. In the scriptures, every example we have to marriage is husband, love your wife like Christ loved the church. Wife, submit unto your husband like the church is subject to Jesus. Right? So looking at that, that is the example of marriage that we have. Even if anybody's marriage doesn't look like that, that is the goal. And how you will get there is what you now have conversations about. If you are single, have that knowledge inside you that my husband must be able to love me the way Christ loved the church. And I must see at least traces of possibility of that in this person. He might not be perfect. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? I'm not Jesus Christ. I probably don't love my wife the way Jesus loves the church enough. And that is why I'm a work in progress. I'm working on myself. We are studying conflict. We are doing this. We are doing that. But before you choose a life partner, you must see that this person at least is trying his best to resemble Jesus. And I will be trying myself to be submitted also like the church. Then I'm sure you guys will be fine. So that's God's design for marriage in a nutshell. So the man leading the family, the wife submitted to the, submission. People have redefined submission, but submission is submission the way Christ is to the church. But guess what? The person that loves is the one that lays down his life. And he's submitting all. He's submitting all. So if the man, you've noticed many women don't have problem with submission, truly. When they have men that absolutely love them and prioritize them. Yes, many women don't. It's in their nature. God did not make a mistake when He designed us. But most woke women that shout and say submission this, we are equal that, we are equal that, go and check their husbands, right? The husband is not actually standing in the office that he should stand in. So it makes it difficult, and I mean, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, just coming from that point of this is how God made us, this is how God designed it. Submission, love. You are both submitting to each other. The person that loves is submitting. The husband is also submitting. That he is a leader as God designed doesn't mean that he's the boss, Yeah. So that's how marriage is supposed to work. It's like you give your all. I give my all.
Yes.
I trust you with my heart. You trust me with your heart. We are both safe in each other's hands. You understand? That's just how it works. It's like a continuous how will I put it there? It's like a continuous circle. You're always pouring in. This person pours in, you pour in, you pour. That's just how it works.
Yes, giving your 100%.
Yes.
Even if the 100% in the percentage is 20, and the other person's one is 80, you are giving your 100%. You receive absolute respect because you are giving your all. So even if the man is not earning as much as the woman, and he's giving his 100%, you are seeing that this man is not laid back. He's working hard. You still respect him with your all because he's your leader and he's giving his best, even if you're earning more and you're paying bills right now, right? The same way, if the man is the one handling everything, the woman doesn't work, taking care of the baby, she doesn't become less and you talk over her. She's bringing her best. She brought a child into the world. She's taking care of the child. Both of you are partners in this team. Like, if anybody is slacking, it's going to affect the both of you. So 100% loving like Jesus loves the church, submitting like, you know, the church is subject to Jesus, to the Lord, and see, it's guaranteed. God that designed it did not make mistake.
Yeah.
Amazing. So this can give us like final words to singles, people who are trusting God for a beautiful home, who have been waiting. It's looking like this wait. When is this wait going to end? But I know that they need something to encourage them, to let them know that God is still a God that answers prayers, and even though it looks like the prayer, because I know that some that's been circling around me this season, and people have just been like, I'm just tired, I've been praying this prayer, I'm this age right now, blah blah blah, and all that. And I mean, this is not just happening. I mean, so can you just give a word, you know, to them, and then I think we'll just say prayer in general for marriages, for even both those singles and married, and of course people will go on for it.
Okay, so I'll just say to singles first. We always say this, and this is our motto: a good marriage, a great marriage is possible. You can have it. It is possible. Don't believe the lie. Don't believe it. We are living it. It is our testimony. It is possible